Do your mornings start with stiffness, slow steps, and that dreaded first few painful minutes of walking? You don't have to start every day like that. Research and national polls show many people over 50 experience frequent joint pain, so this matters for a large share of older adults. Research suggests collagen and collagen-building nutrients can help repair cartilage and ease inflammation over weeks to months. In this guide, you'll get 15 practical, budget-friendly foods and simple prep tips you can start using this week. If you're taking multiple medications or managing serious conditions, check with your clinician before major changes. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked but powerful collagen sources you might already pass by in the market: broths that heal. One of the simplest and most affordable ways to bring natural collagen into your diet is by making what many cultures have long relied on: slow-cooked broths made from chicken feet and bones. These overlooked ingredients contain type 2 collagen, the form your body uses most efficiently to support cartilage and connective tissues. For people managing stiff knees, hips, or swollen legs in 2025, they can be more practical and budget-friendly than relying solely on supplements. Chicken feet, in particular, are rich in collagen that supports the cushioning between joints. During cooking, those fibers break down into gelatin, which your body can absorb and use to reinforce cartilage and maintain joint mobility. Think of it less as a dramatic repair and more as a steady supply of raw material, helping your joints cope with daily wear over time. Broth does not act like a quick medicine, but regular servings can make mobility smoother in gradual, lasting ways. Preparation is not as complicated as many assume. You don't need hours of stirring or constant attention. Instead, pressure cook chicken feet or bones for about 1 hour, or let them simmer in a crock pot for 8 to 24 hours. Vinegar in the water helps draw out collagen and minerals from the bones. The result should set slightly into a jelly when cooled. That texture is a clear sign collagen has been released. Bone broth can certainly provide collagen, but it's important to note that the amount varies widely depending on the types of bones, cooking time, and method. Some batches will yield more gelatin than others, so while broth can help, it won't deliver the same precise, consistent dose as a supplement capsule. Safety is a consideration too. Research has found that certain bone broths may contain trace amounts of heavy metals, such as lead. Levels measured in small studies were low, but it's best to use trusted organic bones and to see broth as one part of a diverse diet rather than your only source of protein. For most seniors, enjoying broth a few times a week is safe and beneficial, but those who are pregnant, immunocompromised, or managing medical conditions should check with a clinician before making it a regular staple. From a financial standpoint, broth offers real savings. Collagen powders or capsules often come with steep monthly costs, while a bag of chicken feet or leftover bones from a roasted chicken can be turned into multiple servings of broth for a fraction of the price. You can enjoy it as a warm drink, use it as the base of soups or stews, or even cook grains like rice or quinoa in it to add extra nutrition without changing your usual meals too much. Portioning broth into containers and freezing it makes it easy to reheat, helpful for anyone who prefers batch cooking. The effects build slowly but consistently. Seniors who add broth to their routines 2 or 3 times per week often describe less morning stiffness or easier first steps after sitting. It doesn't erase discomfort overnight, but steady intake supplies more of the building blocks cartilage needs. Over weeks and months, this can mean smoother motion and less of the sharp grinding sensation that comes with worn joints. Small changes, repeated consistently, often make the biggest difference. Beyond joint comfort, collagen from broth may also support connective tissue under the skin. Some people notice that with steady intake, their legs feel firmer, and the skin appears less slack, though these effects are modest and take time to show. As with joint improvement, any cosmetic benefit happens gradually with regular use rather than immediately. This subtle improvement can be encouraging, reinforcing the habit because the benefits feel noticeable both inside the body and on the surface. Another strength of broth lies in its flexibility. It works well in a wide variety of dishes, soups, sauces, or even blended into pureed vegetables for those who find chewing more difficult. This makes it accessible to many different diets and preferences. For people needing to limit sodium, herbs like garlic, parsley, or celery can substitute for salt while adding flavor. For those focused on blood sugar control, broth is naturally low in carbohydrates and won't disrupt glucose levels. It can be adapted to nearly any set of dietary needs, which explains why so many traditional diets across regions have kept broth as a staple. One common barrier is psychological rather than practical. The appearance of chicken feet or bones may feel unappealing. For that reason, many markets now sell cleaned, trimmed packages that are easier to handle. If even that feels daunting, the bones left from a roasted chicken, ribs, wings, or carcass can produce a very similar broth, just slightly lower in collagen concentration. Both approaches are valid. And over time, the focus shifts away from how the broth was made to the benefits it quietly provides. The key is consistency. One serving will not transform your joints. Progress comes from the regular replenishment of collagen over weeks and months. Building the habit is more important than worrying about perfection in preparation. Whether you sip half a cup each morning or use it as the base of a larger dish once or twice a week, frequency helps your body put those nutrients to use. This is why broth continues to gain recognition again in 2025, because its long-standing reputation as a healing food now aligns with modern nutritional science, showing how it delivers amino acids and collagen in a usable, affordable form. This tradition of healing through slow cooking is proof that sometimes the most reliable solutions come from the simplest sources. And while chicken feet and bone broth offer one crucial way to replenish collagen, there are alternative options that bring their own unique benefits, including some that the body may absorb even faster. The ocean's collagen secret. Could something as simple as a broth made from fish bones offer benefits that rival expensive supplements? Marine collagen, found in fish, has a feature worth paying attention to. Some studies suggest marine collagen may be more readily absorbed, which could help people with slower digestion. So fish broth is worth trying. For seniors who already experience reduced digestive efficiency, this faster uptake could make a noticeable difference. It raises an important question. Are we overlooking one of the most efficient and affordable ways to give our joints the support they need? The real value isn't in meat fillets, but in the heads, bones, and skin usually discarded. That is where the ocean's collagen secret is hidden. Collagen isn't the only reason fish broth matters. Older adults often have diets missing in omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients that strongly influence inflammation. Most ready-made or processed meals don't supply them. And without both omega-3s and collagen together, joints remain under stress. Cartilage and tendons lose resilience. Swelling sets in, circulation slows, and walking or climbing stairs becomes harder. When collagen and omega-3s arrive together, the body gets both structure and the protective barrier it needs. Collagen delivers strength, while omega-3s lower inflammation that otherwise breaks tissues down. It's a paired defense system, one building, the other preserving. The parts of the fish richest in collagen are rarely eaten directly. Sardines, mackerel, or salmon heads are loaded with type I collagen, as well as minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. When gently simmered, these nutrients dissolve into broth in a form the body can readily process. Because digestion efficiency declines with age, this smooth absorption becomes especially significant. Seniors often report feeling a gradual ease in movement when using broth regularly over weeks or months. Not instantly, because nutrients are being delivered in a practical, usable form. Preparation doesn't need to be difficult. For small, soft-boned fish, like sardines, simmering 30 to 60 minutes in water with a splash of lemon or vinegar releases collagen and minerals. Straining carefully ensures no tiny bones remain in the liquid. For larger fish heads, an hour or two of cooking with simple vegetables like carrots or onions creates a broth that blends collagen with beneficial oils. Once cooled, fat can be skimmed from the surface if desired, and the broth can be refrigerated or frozen for later use. This simple routine avoids wasted nutrients while ensuring safety from stray bones. Taste is a concern for many, yet flavor can be managed. A small squeeze of lemon brightens the broth and softens any heavy notes. Fresh herbs like dill or parsley add a light lift. For those who don't want to drink broth alone, it can be used as a base for cooking rice, grains, or stews. That way, collagen and omega-3s work in the background without forcing large dietary changes or unfamiliar flavors. The adjustment is minimal, but the nutritional return can be significant. Affordability is another strength. While fillets of fish can be costly, sardines, whether canned or fresh, are inexpensive. Salmon heads or fish bones are often sold at very low prices or even given away at fish counters. For seniors managing on limited food budgets, this makes fish broth highly practical. It turns what would otherwise be discarded into a warm, nutrient-rich solution for joint support. Sustainability adds another layer of value. Using skins, bones, and heads reduces food waste and makes better use of the catch, which appeals to those wanting environmentally conscious options. From a safety perspective, there are a few precautions. Those with known fish allergies should avoid marine collagen sources entirely. Anyone preparing broth needs to strain carefully, as even softened bones can pose a hazard if swallowed. Choosing small, low-mercury fish such as sardines, anchovies, or salmon reduces risk of heavy metal exposure. Using wild-caught or responsibly farmed fish also minimizes contaminants. These choices strike a balance between nutritional gain and food safety, ensuring the broth is both beneficial and practical to consume consistently. The advantages are more than nutritional. Seniors often notice that legs feel lighter after routine consumption, particularly in the evenings when swelling can accumulate from standing or walking during the day. Reports include reduced ankle puffiness, less stiffness when rising from chairs, and a general feeling of greater leg mobility. These changes don't happen overnight. Instead, they build with weeks of intake. The combined effect of hydration, minerals, collagen, and fatty acids adds up. Less friction in the joints, more comfortable circulation, and a steadier sense of ease. Marine collagen also offers skin-related benefits. With age, skin thins and wounds take longer to heal. Collagen from fish sources contributes to skin elasticity and firmness, supporting tissues that cover the legs and arms. This means fewer visible bruises and slightly improved resilience to minor cuts. Though modest, these effects can help with confidence and comfort. Because fish broth is naturally low in fat and sugar and does not interfere with typical medications for blood pressure or diabetes, it can be included safely in many restricted diets. Another overlooked factor is hydration balance. Fish broth carries electrolytes in a gentle form, which can support cellular fluid regulation. For seniors, that means reduced water retention and less swelling in calves or ankles. Together with omega-3's anti-inflammatory action, fluid movement through the tissues becomes smoother, supporting heart health alongside joint comfort. It illustrates how a single food, simple to prepare, can contribute to multiple systems at once. Unlike isolated collagen powders, fish broth delivers a whole food package. Collagen peptides arrive along with supportive minerals and fats, allowing the body to use them seamlessly because they are recognized as part of food rather than an isolated compound. The risk of side effects is lower. Practicality, safety, and absorption combine to make fish broth a reliable habit rather than a quick fix. The important message is consistency. Small servings integrated weekly are what lead to gradual but steady improvements that last. So, when comparing whether broth from fish bones can match supplements, the answer lies in its broader effect. It brings collagen, omega-3s, minerals, and hydration together. It costs very little, and it reduces waste by turning overlooked fish parts into valuable nutrition. With regular intake, seniors may feel lighter on their feet, notice less swelling, and see subtle improvements in skin and circulation. The ocean might offer one of the more complete packages for joint support, but there are still other simple solutions closer to home. Ones already sitting in many kitchens, waiting to be used in ways most people overlook. Egg whites, simple but powerful. Among the most practical options for supporting your joints is something familiar, inexpensive, and already in most kitchens: egg whites. Though often seen only as part of a typical breakfast, egg whites are far more than a low-calorie protein. They provide amino acids your body needs to form collagen, especially proline and glycine. Collagen is the structural protein that preserves the framework of cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. By consistently supplying these building blocks, egg whites help your body sustain the tissues that keep joints cushioned. Many older adults still hesitate to use eggs regularly, thinking of outdated warnings about cholesterol. That belief often lingers from advice given decades ago. What's important to recognize is that cholesterol is found in the yolk, not the white. Egg whites are naturally cholesterol-free, so they let you enjoy the benefits of collagen-supporting amino acids without added dietary cholesterol. If you have heart disease or lipid-related conditions, it's still best to follow your doctor's guidance. But for most people, the whites are a safe and reliable choice. Recognizing this distinction allows seniors to take advantage of one of the simplest and most accessible foods available for joint health. When you eat egg whites, you're supplying your body with ingredients it can use directly. Proline is one of the key amino acids that helps produce collagen strands. Glycine, another compound found in whites, supports not only collagen assembly, but also other functions such as muscle maintenance and nervous system support. Think of collagen as a tightly woven rope. Proline and glycine are like the sturdy fibers holding it together. Without enough of them, the rope weakens and cartilage loses the resilience it needs to absorb impact. Over time, this shortfall contributes to stiffness, swelling, and increased friction in the joints. Providing the raw materials through your diet doesn't guarantee instant repair, but it gives your body a steady supply of what it needs to maintain structural strength. Egg whites also support another important factor: muscle maintenance. Seniors naturally lose muscle with age, which places greater strain on joints. The high-quality protein in egg whites helps strengthen the muscles surrounding the knees, hips, and ankles. Stronger muscles act like external support structures. Easing the pressure joints must carry. This balance between muscle strength and cartilage building is critical. Supporting both systems at once can make climbing stairs or walking long distances more manageable, especially over years when muscle mass would otherwise decline. Collagen synthesis, though, requires more than just amino acids. Vitamin C is an essential partner in the process. Without vitamin C, the body cannot properly assemble proline and glycine into strong, stable collagen molecules. This is why combining egg whites with vitamin C-rich foods is especially effective. A breakfast of an egg white omelet with diced bell peppers or spinach, served with a small glass of orange juice or sliced citrus, gives your body both the raw materials and the catalyst it needs to build collagen more efficiently. Even simple pairings like stirring cooked egg whites into vegetable soups rich in tomatoes can provide this synergy. Such combinations multiply the benefits while keeping preparation easy. For people managing blood sugar, egg whites bring additional advantages. They contain virtually no carbohydrates, so they won't produce spikes in glucose levels. At the same time, They contribute high-quality protein to meals, helping balance other foods on the plate. This makes them a safe option for seniors with diabetes or those trying to maintain stable energy levels across the day. By supporting both muscle strength and cartilage repair, egg whites play a dual role in protecting mobility and independence. Affordability adds to their practicality. Collagen powders, pills, and drink mixes are often marketed at high prices, placing them out of reach for seniors on fixed budgets. A carton of eggs, in contrast, is inexpensive, accessible in any grocery store, and versatile in preparation. For less than the cost of a supplement bottle, you gain weeks of ready-to-use collagen-building nutrition. The accessibility means you don't need to wait for deliveries or shop in specialized stores. It's a food source that requires no extra expense beyond what most households already buy. In terms of preparation, egg whites adapt to countless simple meals. They can be scrambled into a soft dish that's easy to chew, added into oatmeal to boost protein, or stirred into broth and soups for a smoother consistency. These methods suit a variety of dietary needs and are quick to prepare. For seniors who may face fatigue, mobility limits, or a lack of interest in long cooking sessions, such straightforward methods are especially valuable. Cooking can remain a practical step rather than a barrier. Some may find plain egg whites lacking in taste, but they absorb flavors easily. Pairing them with herbs, spices, or cooked vegetables avoids blandness, while increasing nutrient variety. A sprinkle of turmeric or black pepper introduces anti-inflammatory properties along with flavor. A handful of chopped greens adds vitamins and fiber. The goal isn't to make egg whites exciting on their own, but to use them as a base that improves the nutritional value of foods you already enjoy. This makes consistency easier, and consistency is where real improvements to joint comfort appear. Over time, routine intake of egg whites can produce subtle but noticeable results. Seniors who add them regularly into meals sometimes describe less morning stiffness, more flexible knees, and easier movement after long periods of sitting. These changes don't happen overnight. Repair and reinforcement occur gradually, but the small adjustments add up. Every meal that includes these amino acids is one more step toward maintaining the structural integrity of cartilage and supporting muscles that protect joints. From a safety perspective, egg whites are suitable for most adults, especially those with concerns about cholesterol or fat intake. They work well alongside common medications, since they are naturally low in sodium, carbohydrates, and additives. Unlike many supplements, egg whites are not a processed extract, but a whole food your body easily recognizes and uses. That makes them easier to integrate without worry about unknown fillers or side effects. For those needing more protein without additional cholesterol, they fit seamlessly into a doctor-approved nutrition plan. Taken together, these qualities make egg whites one of the most approachable ways to keep joints supported in 2025. They supply the right materials for collagen formation, fit comfortably within restricted diets, cost very little, and require only simple preparation. Pairing them with vitamin C sources makes them even more productive, ensuring the amino acids do not go unused but instead are integrated into collagen fibers that cushion each step. Simple routines, maintained quietly over time, can protect independence and comfort more effectively than costly powders. Yet, supporting collagen is not only about amino acids. Other nutrients act as essential cofactors in the repair process, driving the enzymes that shape and stabilize collagen fibers. Some of these nutrients are less obvious and come from foods that rarely receive attention, even though they are often affordable staples. Exploring those sources reveals the next layer of practical strategies for anyone determined to protect their joints. Beans that build. One of the most consistent, low-cost foods for supporting joint strength isn't exotic or difficult to find. Beans, especially white beans, deserve much more attention for how they contribute to joint health in older adults. They may look like a simple pantry filler, but hidden inside each serving is a steady supply of minerals your body uses to keep cartilage strong and functioning. For seniors wanting protection without relying only on expensive powders or supplements, beans provide a familiar, budget-friendly way to support collagen formation over time. Some older adults hesitate to eat beans because of concerns about bloating or gas. That hesitation is understandable, but it too often leads to avoiding beans altogether and losing out on valuable nutrients. A straightforward solution is to use canned low-sodium white beans. Rinse before eating. This quick step reduces sodium, makes beans easier to digest, and requires almost no preparation. It's an accessible approach that prevents digestive strain while keeping beans practical for daily meals. What makes beans unique is not just their plant-based protein, but the specific minerals they supply. White beans are a reliable source of zinc and copper, minerals that act as cofactors for enzymes involved in collagen synthesis. Without these cofactors, the enzymes that produce collagen cannot work effectively, leaving cartilage weaker and less able to handle daily stress. Zinc helps direct the placement of amino acids into collagen strands, while copper helps stabilize those strands by cross-linking the fibers, giving them resilience. Both minerals must work together for collagen that lasts, and beans deliver them in balance within a whole food. That means instead of isolated doses from a pill, the body receives these nutrients in a form it can use efficiently. The nutritional advantages extend beyond collagen support. White beans also bring complex carbohydrates that release slowly, plant-based protein that spares muscle breakdown, and fiber that regulates digestion and blood sugar. For seniors managing diabetes or weight control, this steady energy release helps prevent sudden spikes and keeps metabolism balanced. Stable blood sugar and reduced inflammation mean less stress on joints, lowering the chance of swelling and discomfort. Beans, therefore, work not just at the structural level of cartilage, but also in managing the systemic factors that wear joints down over time. For affordability, beans hold a clear advantage. Regular joint supplements can cost a significant amount each month, adding financial pressure, especially for those living on fixed incomes. A single bag of dry beans or a few cans of white beans, by contrast, provide multiple meals at only a fraction of the cost. Their wide availability on nearly every grocery store shelf means they remain reliable no matter where you shop. That consistency makes it easier to maintain the habit long-term, rather than depending on specialized health products. In terms of practical use, beans fit easily into existing meals. They have a neutral, mild taste, so they blend without overpowering other flavors. In a vegetable soup, a half cup of beans enriches the dish with zinc and copper while adding creaminess. Mashed beans spread on toast with herbs create a soft, nutrient-rich snack. Even stirring blended beans into sauces like tomato pasta sauce boosts minerals without changing the flavor significantly. Each of these simple adjustments adds to your weekly intake, letting you build steady support for your joints without changing your diet dramatically. The role of beans in circulation and leg comfort is also important. They provide magnesium and iron, both of which support muscle performance and blood health. When muscles grow stronger and blood carries oxygen more effectively, the load on joints becomes lighter. Circulation improves, which helps move fluids out of the lower legs, easing swelling that many older adults experience after long standing or sitting. This combination of lighter joints and less swelling contributes to an overall feeling of improved mobility. Seniors often describe legs feeling less heavy after weeks of eating beans several times per week. It's a gradual effect, but steady and noticeable in everyday life. For those with arthritis or consistent joint stiffness, beans offer another layer of relief. Zinc supports tissue repair, while copper helps reduce inflammation in surrounding tissues. Together, these effects translate into joints that feel stronger and less irritated during daily movement. The improvement is not immediate, but accumulates across weeks to months of regular intake. That manageable time frame is important. Knowing that benefits build slowly encourages persistence rather than expecting overnight results. Just as collagen fibers themselves take time to grow and stabilize, their improvement through diet also requires patience. Another key advantage is ease of preparation. With canned, low-sodium beans readily available, there is little barrier to including them in meals. Rinsing removes much of the excess sodium that might interfere with blood pressure control. From there, they are ready to eat, whether added to salads, heated into soups, or mixed into casseroles. The lack of complicated preparation means seniors with limited time, energy, or cooking skills can still benefit. This convenience makes beans more sustainable as a regular habit compared with foods requiring long soaking or special techniques. For seniors who are focused on weight management, the combination of plant protein, fiber, and slow-digesting carbohydrates in beans is especially valuable. They promote satiety, making you feel fuller longer, which reduces the temptation to reach for processed snacks. By helping control appetite in this way, beans indirectly reduce excess weight, a major strain on knee and hip joints. Over months, even a small improvement in weight balance makes walking, standing, and climbing stairs less stressful on the body. In this way, the benefits of beans extend from the inside out, reducing both inflammation and mechanical pressure. White beans also adapt well to cultural and personal preferences. For those who enjoy traditional stews or casseroles, they can be stirred in for extra nutrition. For lighter diets, white bean puree can be spread on whole grain crackers or blended into dips. Their neutral flavor ensures they can be incorporated into almost any recipe without requiring new tastes. This flexibility is valuable for older adults who may be cautious about changing their eating routines. Beans remain familiar, but quietly functional, delivering nutritional support without disrupting comfort around food. Regular servings several times weekly help supply the minerals your body needs to support collagen formation over weeks to months. By maintaining that rhythm, the benefits accrue steadily and reliably. Over time, many older adults notice less morning stiffness, improved walking ease, and reduced feeling of heaviness in the legs. These changes reflect not just cartilage support, but also the broader nutritional impacts of beans on blood sugar balance, circulation, and muscle strength. Beans are not a quick fix, but a long-term ally, always inexpensive, always accessible, and always worth including. And while beans strengthen cartilage through minerals at the cellular level, the fluids around the joints matter just as much. What you choose to drink each day can decide how well those rebuilt fibers stay cushioned, how smoothly knees bend, and how comfortably legs feel in the evening. Hydration that cushions joints. When people think about protecting their joints, they often focus on foods, supplements, or exercise routines. But one of the most overlooked influences on joint comfort is simply what you drink each day. Hydration is not just a side note in joint health. It's a foundation that decides whether your movements feel smooth and supported or stiff and strained. Inside the knees, hips, and shoulders, synovial fluid acts as a natural cushion and lubricant. Synovial fluid is mostly water. Staying hydrated helps maintain joint lubrication and reduce friction. That means even small shifts in fluid intake can leave joints either comfortably cushioned or more vulnerable to irritation. For older adults, hydration becomes especially important for two reasons. First, the natural sense of thirst declines with age. Many seniors simply don't feel thirsty even when their bodies need water. Second, kidneys lose some efficiency in balancing fluids and electrolytes, which magnifies the effects of dehydration. As a result, seniors who don't drink enough often end up with reduced synovial fluid volume, leading to tighter, grinding movements and increased swelling in the ankles or legs. This isn't just about feeling thirsty. It's about keeping the internal environment of the joints healthy enough to handle daily stress. The problem is that many commonly chosen drinks don't help. Coffee in the morning, sweet tea in the afternoon, or soda with a meal may feel refreshing briefly, but caffeine and excess sugar can strain fluid balance rather than restore it. Over time, the body spends more effort managing sugar and electrolytes than actually replenishing synovial fluid. That leaves joints underlubricated and legs more prone to swelling by evening. The simplest correction isn't eliminating every enjoyable drink, but rather making one consistent swap each day, replacing a sugary soda or sweetened tea with a small glass of coconut water. This manageable change supports hydration while still offering flavor and satisfaction. Coconut water's advantage comes from its natural electrolyte profile. Coconut water provides natural electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, that support fluid balance and can help reduce mild swelling. Potassium is particularly important because it works against excess sodium, which in high amounts draws water into tissues and causes puffiness in the ankles and lower legs. A steady source of potassium helps rebalance this relationship, pulling unnecessary fluid away, restoring circulation, and making the legs feel lighter. For seniors who often experience swelling at the end of the day, that shift translates into less heaviness and greater comfort. Magnesium, too, plays a role by regulating muscle function and further supporting hydration balance. Unlike many sports drinks marketed as hydration solutions, coconut water provides these electrolytes without unnecessary added sugars or artificial dyes. Timing matters just as much as what you drink. Afternoon is often when fluid imbalances show themselves most obviously. Circulation slows, ankles swell, feet feel heavier, and stiffness sets in after hours of sitting or moving on tired joints. This is the moment when a glass of coconut water can be most effective. By restoring both water and electrolytes at the point when the body is under greatest strain, the swelling and stiffness are reduced before they escalate into discomfort that lasts into the evening. Even something as small as sipping half a glass around mid-afternoon provides a targeted benefit that's easy to repeat every day. Of course, water itself remains crucial. Coconut water should not replace plain water entirely. Instead, think of it as a support tool, a pleasant alternative that boosts consistency, particularly for those who struggle to drink enough plain water because it feels boring. Taste plays a bigger role than most realize in hydration habits. Seniors often fail to meet daily hydration goals simply because they lose interest in plain water. Coconut water's mild sweetness solves this problem, encouraging more stable drinking habits without the drawbacks of sugary sodas or juices. It's important, however, not to treat coconut water as a universal solution. For those living with kidney disease, certain types of heart conditions, or those on potassium-sparing medications, extra potassium can be problematic. In these cases, coconut water can raise potassium to levels that the body struggles to regulate. That's why anyone in these categories should consult their clinician before making coconut water a daily habit. The same is true for those under strict fluid restrictions due to heart or kidney issues. While coconut water has potential benefits, it must be integrated carefully under medical guidance, where electrolyte balance needs close attention. For most seniors without those concerns, coconut water fits easily into a balanced daily routine. Choosing unsweetened varieties ensures the hydration benefits aren't canceled out by excess sugar, which could spike blood glucose and counteract the goal of supporting long-term joint health. Canned or bottled options are widely available, but reading the label is essential to avoid flavored or sweetened versions that mimic soda more than they support hydration. Kept simple and unaltered, coconut water is both light on the stomach and easy to digest, making it suitable even for people who find heavier beverages uncomfortable. When hydration levels are restored and electrolytes are balanced, the benefits extend beyond the joints. muscles contract more efficiently, allowing for steadier steps and quicker recovery from activity. Seniors often notice fewer leg cramps and less nighttime muscle tightness once their hydration patterns improve. Circulation also benefits. With fluid better regulated, the heart expends less effort pushing blood through the body, which improves oxygen delivery to tissues and supports repair processes in the joints themselves. For those with swelling in the ankles or discoloration in the lower legs, consistent hydration can reduce visible symptoms over time, lightening both the physical load and the cosmetic strain. A practical guideline for most seniors is not to overwhelm the body with excessive fluids at once, but to spread hydration throughout the day. This prevents both overload in the digestive system and the rapid elimination of excess fluids that the kidneys can't hold on to. Small, steady intakes of water, supplemented occasionally with coconut water, are more sustainable. The key is regularity. It isn't about drinking a large amount sporadically. It's about providing enough hydration to keep synovial fluid stable and prevent the mechanical grinding that accelerates joint damage with age. Even a single small glass of coconut water per day, framed as a replacement for something less beneficial, creates enough of a rhythm to yield noticeable change. Over weeks, seniors may find their joints feel less tight upon standing, their legs swell less during long afternoons, and their everyday activities feel less draining. This is not a dramatic transformation overnight. It's a gentle, cumulative improvement that makes life more comfortable and movement more reliable. That is what makes hydration strategies both practical and powerful. They provide a return on consistency rather than a one-time fix. In the bigger picture, hydration is a silent partner in every other strategy for protecting mobility. Collagen-building foods, minerals, and amino acids only work as intended if they are delivered efficiently throughout the tissues. Without sufficient fluids, those nutrients can't travel, and the repair process slows. By keeping hydration steady, the groundwork is set for those other strategies to be more effective. A small daily glass of coconut water may not carry the excitement of a new supplement, but combined with water intake, it ensures the structural support inside the joints is maintained day by day. And while water and electrolytes provide the literal cushion inside your joints, there are other foods that serve as protective shields for the collagen already there. Some of the most overlooked of these are colorful fruits that quietly guard the body's connective tissues. Colors that protect collagen. Why do purple-colored fruits carry such weight in discussions of joint protection? Their deep pigments are more than just visual appeal. They signal the presence of compounds that act to preserve collagen, the very framework holding cartilage strong. For older adults, this protection becomes essential, yet many fall short of eating enough fruit in their diets. Whether due to cost, habit, or limited access, the result is a gradual weakening of joint support. Missing these fruits means missing a simple way to slow collagen loss and ease daily movement. Blueberries, blackberries, and dark grapes contain anthocyanins, plant compounds with antioxidant activity. Antioxidants don't stop aging overnight, but they do reduce the oxidative stress that makes collagen fibers fray and weaken. Free radicals, unstable molecules from metabolism, stress, or pollution, damage joint tissues over time. By including fruits rich in anthocyanins, you give existing collagen a measure of protection, slowing the pace at which cartilage wears down. For seniors who already notice stiffness, this protective shield provides a steady buffer against further damage. Research also suggests these anthocyanins offer anti-inflammatory support. Chronic inflammation fuels joint pain and swelling, and many seniors live with it daily, whether in knees, hips, or fingers. By moderating inflammatory pathways, purple fruits reduce some of that constant irritation. The shift isn't immediate. Eating berries once won't erase pain, but ongoing intake has been linked with lighter swelling, less persistent discomfort, and more ease in mobility. The benefits come as inflammation gradually quiets, allowing cartilage fibers to operate under less strain. Another key contribution comes from vitamin C, which many purple fruits also deliver. Collagen cannot form without this vitamin. It acts as a catalyst, allowing amino acids such as proline and glycine to link into the stable triple helix structure of collagen strands. Without vitamin C, your body can only produce incomplete fibers. That makes purple fruits doubly significant. Anthocyanins guard existing collagen, while vitamin C supports the building of new collagen. For older adults facing the natural slowdown of repair systems, this combination, protecting what exists and assisting in forming new strands, is critical to keeping joints functional. Fiber in these fruits adds a third dimension. Extra weight increases demand on knees and hips, accelerating cartilage wear. Purple fruits deliver fiber that helps regulate appetite and manage blood sugar levels. Stable blood sugar helps reduce systemic inflammation, and gradual weight balance reduces pressure on lower body joints. For seniors balancing both arthritis and diabetes risk, this dual action can lighten strain from both angles. Fiber also improves digestion, reinforcing how improvements in diet translate to long-term joint resilience. At the gut level, fiber from berries and grapes feeds beneficial bacteria. A healthy microbiome reduces systemic inflammation, and that reduction supports joint function indirectly. Seniors who build these foods into regular meals often notice digestive stability and improved energy alongside lighter joint loading. What may feel like a purely digestive shift is in fact tied back to joint comfort, showing how deeply interconnected these systems are. Dark grapes and certain berries provide another compound, resveratrol. This antioxidant is well studied as a circulatory supporter. Improved blood flow is not a small matter for aging adults. When circulation slows, tissues fail to receive oxygen and nutrients efficiently. In joints, that means delayed repair and added swelling in the legs. Seniors often describe the sensation of heaviness by evening, made worse when ankles puff or veins become more visible. With circulation improved by resveratrol, swelling is reduced, oxygen supply is more even, and nutrients reach tissues under repair. The result is both physical comfort and cosmetic improvement, as legs feel lighter and appear less swollen. From a practical standpoint, concerns about cost and spoilage are valid. Fresh berries and grapes may not always be affordable or available throughout the year. Frozen berries, however, retain their nutrient content and often cost less while lasting far longer. A consistent, realistic goal is about half a cup per day. That portion provides enough anthocyanins, vitamin C, fiber, and resveratrol to contribute to joint protection while staying budget-friendly. It doesn't require eating large amounts, just a steady, modest intake worked into existing routines. Taste and versatility support adherence. These fruits fit easily into everyday foods rather than demanding new habits. A handful of blueberries stirred into yogurt or added to morning oats changes little about the meal, but amplifies its nutritional power. Smoothies are another accessible option, providing a way to enjoy fruits without chewing strain. For seniors concerned about dental work, pureed forms such as smoothies eliminate barriers while keeping the full nutrient profile intact. Keeping preparation simple makes the habit consistent, which matters more than occasional large servings. It's important to set expectations clearly. No single food prevents or cures joint pain overnight, and purple fruits are no exception. Their strength lies in gradual, cumulative protection. Collagen support works when the body repeatedly receives the tools and shield it needs, nutrients that fend off oxidative and inflammatory damage while facilitating repair. Seniors who stay consistent for weeks and months, making fruits a routine part of meals, notice joints are less stiff, legs feel less puffy at the end of the day, and energy is steadier. These small but regular protections add up over time into greater independence. On the broader scale, reducing joint breakdown through diet has meaningful implications. Osteoarthritis and other degenerative joint conditions carry huge economic costs, with billions spent annually in medical care. While food is not a replacement for medical treatment, using accessible fruits to slow joint decline offers both personal and societal benefit. For individuals, it reduces reliance on expensive therapies or constant medication adjustments. For communities, it lessens the accumulative burden of joint disease care. A preventive step like eating affordable, accessible fruits plays a role in both personal mobility and larger health costs. To summarize, purple fruits such as blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and grapes provide anthocyanins to protect collagen, vitamin C to build it, fiber to lighten joint strain and stabilize blood sugar, and resveratrol to improve circulation. Each serving is modest in size and cost, but their consistency creates long-term returns for joint function and leg comfort. The visible and internal shifts, lighter swelling, steadier energy, better walking ease, illustrate why these fruits deserve a place in daily meals. And while these colorful foods shield and repair collagen, there is another category of nutrient-dense items that acts in a different way. Instead of serving as direct protectors, they prepare your body so the collagen you do consume can be used more effectively. Greens that prepare the ground. Among the most steady and reliable supports for joint and bone health are dark leafy greens, with kale standing out as a key example. For many seniors, kale may not look like much compared with brightly colored fruits or collagen-rich broths, but its nutrient profile plays an important role in how the body maintains strong bones and uses collagen effectively. Kale contains vitamin K, a nutrient that does not always get the same attention as vitamin C or calcium, yet quietly shapes how well calcium is deposited in the skeleton. This process matters since collagen needs a stable bone framework to remain aligned and functional. Without enough vitamin K, calcium is more likely to settle in soft tissues or blood vessels rather than being secured in bone. That creates weaker bones, stiffer vessels, and circulation issues that many seniors already find challenging. By keeping calcium in its proper place, vitamin K helps create conditions where collagen can actually provide structural support rather than being undermined. At the same time, this is not about one single food solving bone loss or eliminating pain. Kale does not repair cartilage or remove swelling on its own, but it supports the minerals and conditions needed for other collagen-rich foods to work properly. Bone broth, fish collagen, egg whites, and vitamin C from fruits supply raw materials, while vitamin K from greens directs key minerals into the right structures. This combination, nutrients layered together rather than acting in isolation, is what protects mobility. Seniors who consistently include greens along with other foods often notice that transitions from sitting to standing feel less jarring, and pain is less sharp with daily activities. These are gradual changes, but meaningful ones built over weeks and months of consistency. Vitamin K comes with one important safety note. For anyone taking blood thinners such as warfarin, sudden increases in vitamin K intake can change how the medication works. That does not mean kale must be avoided, but it does mean intake should remain steady, and any changes should be discussed with a healthcare provider first. This precaution ensures that vitamin K's benefits for bones and circulation are secured without interfering with medication safety. For most adults not on anticoagulant therapy, adding kale is safe, affordable, and effective over time. Beyond vitamin K, kale's mineral profile adds another layer of joint and circulation support. Magnesium and potassium, both present in meaningful amounts, help regulate blood pressure and improve blood flow through the legs. For seniors, this matters directly for daily comfort. Many end the day with swollen ankles or a heavy sensation in the calves after hours of sitting or standing. Potassium helps draw excess fluid from tissues, counteracting sodium's tendency to hold water in the body. Magnesium helps relax blood vessels, making it easier for blood to return from the legs toward the heart. Together, these minerals reduce the pooling of fluid that contributes to swelling and heaviness. The result is less tension, lighter steps, and more ease while moving, especially toward the end of the day. Skin health is another area where kale provides indirect collagen support. Collagen is not only a feature of cartilage and tendons, but also of skin, where it keeps tissues supple and elastic. Vitamin C in kale is essential for collagen production, acting as a catalyst in the cross-linking of amino acids into strong collagen fibers. In older adults, collagen production naturally slows, and this shows in both delayed wound healing and thinner, less resilient skin. By supplying vitamin C along with vitamin K, kale provides dual support, helping the body build new collagen and guiding minerals to strengthen the structures that protect it. Even modest daily intake of greens contributes to better healing responses and firmer skin, both of which affect independence and daily confidence. For many people, the biggest reason kale is left out has less to do with health concerns and more to do with taste and texture. Its thick leaves can feel tough, and its flavor is often described as bitter. For older adults with dentures or dental problems, chewing raw kale is not practical. Fortunately, preparation makes a difference. For a softer, easier-to-eat option, lightly steaming kale quickly reduces its toughness. Blending it into smoothies offers another practical route. Paired with fruits like bananas or berries, the flavor becomes almost unnoticeable while still providing vitamin K, vitamin C, magnesium, and potassium. These two approaches are simple, fast, and suitable even for those who dislike kale in salads. Soups provide another approachable option without requiring much adjustment. Finely chopping kale and simmering it with broth creates softened greens that become part of the dish rather than standing out as a separate texture. This option works particularly well when paired with bone broth, connecting vitamin K from the greens with collagen and minerals drawn from the bones. When foods complement each other in this way, the system as a whole becomes more efficient. Calcium binds correctly, collagen settles into place, and cartilage stability improves. It is not a dramatic change overnight, but it is an effective way to create layered nutritional support without complicated cooking. Affordability strengthens the case for kale further. Many supplements claiming to support joints cost far more, yet a simple bundle of kale offers multiple servings. In addition to vitamin K, vitamin C, magnesium, and potassium, kale supplies fiber that supports digestive health. For seniors on limited budgets, greens represent a cost-effective tool that tackles several points at once: circulation, bone strength, digestion, and collagen support. Consistent use brings more dependable results than relying on expensive pills, and the lack of additives or fillers avoids hidden risks common with supplements. The broader benefits appear gradually in everyday experiences. Seniors who add kale 2 or 3 times a week often report less tightness in the calves after long walks, fewer nighttime leg cramps, and improved confidence when standing up from chairs or moving upstairs. These may seem like small shifts, but they add up to safer mobility and fewer interruptions from discomfort. For those managing cardiovascular concerns, the benefits extend further. Vitamin K helps reduce calcification inside blood vessels, reducing strain on circulation and protecting the heart. Combined with the minerals regulating blood pressure, kale contributes to less burden on the cardiovascular system and more efficient transport of nutrients to tissues that rely on them. Fiber in kale also adds indirect support. A healthier digestive system reduces systemic inflammation that otherwise fuels joint pain. Seniors with regular fiber intake describe steadier energy and lighter swelling, showing how digestive balance and joint function are linked. These effects may be subtle, but day by day they protect independence. In this sense, kale is less about sudden fixes and more about providing steady reinforcement across multiple systems. Over time, that reinforcement helps maintain both mobility and quality of life. The most important point is consistency. Eating kale once in a while is less effective than including it regularly in manageable amounts. Whether softened in a steam bath, mixed into a smoothie, or stirred into soups, repeated intake ensures that nutrients are always available to support bone and collagen health. The goal is not perfection, but steady exposure, allowing cumulative improvements to appear. With weeks of consistent inclusion, seniors may notice joints feeling steadier, legs feeling lighter, and overall endurance improving. When viewed this way, kale becomes more than just a vegetable choice. It is a low-cost, practical foundation that helps the body use collagen and minerals more effectively while easing circulation and supporting muscles. In building that kind of groundwork, kale ensures the body is ready to benefit from other collagen foods in a stronger and more reliable way. While greens form a base that strengthens the environment within the body, protection does not stop there. Other foods contribute a guarding role, shielding the collagen already woven into joints and skin from damage over time. Seeds that shield your joints. How can one of the smallest foods on the shelf play such a meaningful role in protecting the structure of your joints? Sunflower seeds, often seen as a casual snack, carry nutrients with real impact for older adults. Instead of just providing energy by the handful, these seeds supply compounds that help maintain collagen stability. For seniors already facing greater collagen loss each year, even modest protection matters. Sunflower seeds supply vitamin E, a well-documented antioxidant, and selenium, a mineral that supports both inflammation control and tissue repair. Together, they help protect collagen fibers and reduce irritation in joints, offering a steady form of support that is easy to add to daily habits. Vitamin E in sunflower seeds acts primarily as a defender. Free radicals, unstable particles produced by stress, pollutants, or routine digestion, damage collagen in a way that resembles the fraying of a rope over time. Antioxidants, such as vitamin E, intercept these radicals before they can weaken collagen fibers. By reducing that constant wear, vitamin E helps keep cartilage fibers intact longer. For seniors, this can lead to more stable joints that better resist stiffness through daily movements. Though not an instant fix, it is a consistent buffer against ongoing damage. Selenium provides its own important contribution. Unlike vitamin E, which focuses on shielding, selenium influences inflammation and repair. Many older adults notice swelling in ankles or sore knees from inflammatory processes that never fully calm. Selenium helps regulate these responses so the body isn't trapped in ongoing irritation. A more balanced setting allows tissues to recover, swelling to lessen, and cartilage to rebuild at a steadier pace. Seniors who incorporate sunflower seeds often describe reduced puffiness in the legs and more comfortable steps during everyday tasks. Beyond easing inflammation, selenium supports tissue regeneration. Collagen fibers aren't static. They require ongoing repair after stress. Enzymes involved in this process cannot perform well without selenium. When it is present, repair is more efficient, allowing cartilage to maintain its strength instead of eroding faster than it rebuilds. For older adults whose healing naturally slows, this can improve the balance and help preserve mobility. Having both vitamin E and selenium in the same seed makes sunflower seeds not just protective, but quietly restorative. Benefits aren't limited to what happens inside joints. Collagen also supports skin structure, and its decline shows in sagging tissue around the legs. Vitamin E's antioxidant effects and selenium's role in tissue health may contribute to healthier skin over time. For some seniors, consistent intake aligns with smoother texture and reduced slackness in the lower legs. While these outcomes are gradual and not dramatic, they can complement internal improvements, reinforcing overall resilience. Snack choices often undermine joint health without being noticed. High-salt chips, processed crackers, or candy bars deliver sodium and unhealthy fats that strain circulation and promote swelling in the legs. Replacing one high-salt snack per day with a small handful of unsalted sunflower seeds offers the opposite result. Instead of excess sodium drawing fluid into tissues, seeds deliver antioxidants and minerals that support steadier circulation. It is a small, clear swap that builds forward progress, especially for those managing swelling in the ankles or calves. Choosing the right type of seed is crucial. Heavily salted versions common in stores can undo the benefits, reintroducing sodium that increases puffiness and raises blood pressure. For seniors, this is especially concerning. The best option is plain, unsalted sunflower seeds, whether raw or lightly toasted. This ensures nutrients remain intact without the drawbacks for those with diabetes. Another advantage is that seeds are very low in carbohydrates, which makes them suitable for controlling blood sugar. That means they provide a snack compatible with multiple conditions at once, safer for the heart, helpful for the joints, and steady for energy balance. Integrating sunflower seeds into meals or snacks is straightforward. Sprinkling them over warm oatmeal adds crunch and pairs well with fruits rich in vitamin C, creating a meal that supports collagen from multiple nutritional angles. Mixed into yogurt, they provide texture and healthy fats without requiring difficult chewing. For savory uses, sprinkling seeds on salads or blending them into pesto spreads nutrients while keeping foods familiar and tasty. Even adding a spoonful into smoothies ensures their vitamins and minerals are absorbed easily without altering the flavor dramatically. These practical options matter. The real benefit comes not from occasional servings, but from repeated use through the week. Their affordability adds to their practicality. Supplements containing vitamin E or selenium can be expensive and sometimes inconsistent in quality. A bag of sunflower seeds, however, provides dozens of servings for only a few dollars and keeps for months when stored properly. For anyone living on a fixed budget, the ability to supply collagen protection without high cost or frequent repurchases is significant. Seeds remain available at nearly every grocery store, which removes barriers that often complicate healthier eating habits. Noticeable changes tend to appear in everyday life rather than dramatic medical shifts. Seniors who include sunflower seeds consistently may observe that their legs feel less swollen at the end of the day, their knees loosen more easily after sitting, or their evening walk feels smoother. Small reductions in stiffness and heaviness accumulate, encouraging steady use of the food. While no single serving transforms mobility, the gradual improvements allow more reliability in steps, which supports independence in the long term. The impact of sunflower seeds works on multiple levels. Antioxidants preserve collagen by blocking damage. Selenium moderates inflammation and drives tissue support, and the combination indirectly influences skin, circulation, and comfort. These are modest but important contributions that grow stronger with consistency. What begins as a small handful during a snack becomes part of a pattern that shapes how comfortably joints function each day. Even with all these strengths, sunflower seeds are best seen as part of a wider set of tools for sustaining mobility. They are protective and supportive, but work alongside other collagen-promoting foods and minerals described earlier. Just like greens create a foundation for mineral balance, seeds provide daily defense against ongoing damage. Added together, these foods form a system greater than any single component. For older adults, maintaining comfortable movement means looking at every accessible daily habit that makes joints stronger rather than weaker. Seeds are one of the smallest but most manageable approaches to add. They require no difficult preparation, they fit into a broad range of meals, and they make replacing less healthy snacks far easier. By choosing unsalted seeds and including them several times each week, seniors give their bodies small but reliable nutrients that guard mobility. And as effective as seeds are for shielding collagen and calming inflammation, other simple foods extend the story even further. In fact, just one bite-sized food can concentrate a mineral so efficiently that it covers an entire day's needs, bringing another layer of support for circulation and easier movement. Nuts that work overtime. Can a single nut deliver enough to meaningfully support your joints each day? For older adults, the answer is yes. And the nut that stands out here is the Brazil nut. These large, crescent-shaped nuts contain one of the most concentrated natural sources of selenium, a mineral the body only needs in microgram amounts, but relies on for defense against oxidative stress and joint inflammation. Many seniors hesitate to include Brazil nuts because of their calorie density, worrying about weight gain. That concern is understandable, since too much weight places pressure on hips, knees, and ankles, worsening discomfort. But eaten with care, just one nut most days. Brazil nuts provide selenium in exactly the right dose without adding unwanted strain. The National Institutes of Health recommends around 55 micrograms of selenium daily for adults over the age of 50. Just one Brazil nut often meets or even slightly exceeds this need. That means seniors don't require a handful or more. One nut is enough. Eating more in hopes of speeding up benefits is not only unnecessary, but potentially harmful. Overconsumption of selenium can lead to a condition called selenosis, with early symptoms such as hair loss, brittle nails, and digestive upset. For that reason, moderation is crucial. The safest guideline is one Brazil nut most days, with occasional days of 2 if desired, but never using them as an unrestricted snack. Seniors already taking selenium-containing supplements should be especially cautious to prevent overlap. Selenium plays a protective role at the level of collagen and connective tissue. Collagen fibers in cartilage weaken with age and under the constant pressure of oxidation. Free radicals, unstable molecules produced inside the body over time, disrupt the bonds that hold cartilage fibers together, allowing them to fray and stiffen. Selenium counteracts this by neutralizing those radicals before they can unravel collagen. With regular, moderate intake, selenium helps cartilage maintain stability and reduces the grinding sensations many notice in their knees or ankles. It doesn't reverse arthritis, but it creates an environment where collagen lasts longer and joint motion feels smoother. Another way selenium supports joints is by aiding in collagen formation itself. While amino acids such as glycine and proline create the building blocks for collagen, minerals like selenium help activate the enzymes that form strong, resilient fibers. Without those enzymes functioning properly, collagen fibers may be weaker and break down faster. As seniors naturally produce less collagen with age, this mineral spark becomes even more valuable. One Brazil nut most days provides enough selenium to keep this repair machinery active, giving joints a steady stream of reinforcement against daily stress. Selenium also supports circulation, which matters for people who experience swelling around the ankles and calves. Weak circulation allows fluid to build up, leaving legs heavy and stiff by evening. Selenium improves how blood carries oxygen and nutrients into tissues, while also helping the body move fluid out of swollen areas. The difference is often noticed subtly at first. Ankles feel less puffy, and standing after sitting is easier. Over time, with consistent intake, seniors may walk longer distances without the same sense of heaviness dragging at their legs. Better circulation carries nutrients to cartilage more efficiently, which feeds back into joint health and comfort. Alongside selenium, Brazil nuts bring other supportive nutrients. Magnesium, also present in notable amounts, helps muscles relax. Tight muscles around joints can add additional pressure, compressing cartilage and heightening discomfort. By calming that tension, magnesium allows movements to flow with less restriction. This relaxation complements selenium's anti-inflammatory properties, creating a balance where both cartilage and surrounding muscle tissues experience less strain. Seniors with chronic back pain, calf tightness, or stiff shoulders often find magnesium from Brazil. Nuts offers mild relief when eaten consistently. Healthy fats in Brazil. Nuts add another layer of support. These fats help lubricate tissues, acting as a natural cushion for joints. They also assist in absorbing fat-soluble vitamins like A and E, both of which protect collagen and support skin integrity. Skin elasticity improves slowly when collagen is reinforced, which seniors may notice as less slackness in the lower legs over time. Just as for joints, the key here is consistency rather than large amounts. A single nut integrates these beneficial fats without overwhelming the daily calorie balance. Because Brazil, nuts are calorie-dense, mindful use is essential. At around 185 calories per ounce, it is easy to overeat them and unintentionally add calories that may contribute to weight gain. Carrying excess weight places more demand on hips and knees, exactly the pressure seniors want to avoid. That is why portion control is important, not to avoid Brazil nuts, but to enjoy them responsibly. Treating them as a controlled daily addition rather than an open snack bowl ensures calories don't offset the joint benefits they provide. For those watching their weight, the best way is to portion out 1 or 2 nuts the evening before, so the serving is decided in advance. Brazil nuts also fit well for seniors managing diabetes because they contain very little carbohydrate and won't cause blood sugar spikes. This makes them friendly to meal planning when balancing blood sugar is already a priority. Their mild, earthy flavor pairs easily with both sweet and savory foods. Chopping a nut into oatmeal, stirring it into yogurt, or sprinkling it over a salad provides a controlled serving without altering meals drastically. For those with difficulty chewing, ground Brazil nuts provide the same nutrients in a softer form. Practical, modest adjustments like these allow the habit to stick long enough for benefits to take effect. Positive effects from consistent intake tend to build slowly. Seniors may first notice their ankles aren't as swollen in the evenings, or their knees aren't as stiff after sitting for a while. Over the following weeks, these small differences accumulate. The ability to walk a bit more comfortably, climb stairs with less resistance, or rely less on pain relievers reflects how selenium protection steadily reduces oxidative stress. These aren't overnight changes, but gradual improvements that preserve independence and ease in daily life. Seniors often describe a sense of lighter legs as circulation improves and swelling decreases, an important gain that supports confidence and mobility. Still, no food, including Brazil nuts, works in isolation. Selenium and the supportive fats and minerals in these nuts are part of a bigger picture of joint care. Benefits are strongest when seniors combine them with other collagen-supportive foods described earlier alongside hydration and balanced nutrition. Brazil nuts don't eliminate osteoarthritis or undo years of wear, but they provide the body with an important micronutrient that supports collagen, circulation, and inflammation control in practical daily amounts. Regular inclusion as part of a balanced diet allows them to contribute effectively without introducing the risks of overconsumption when approached with moderation. 1 nut most days, 2 on occasion. Brazil nuts serve as a safe and concentrated way to bring selenium into the diet. The payoff is sustained, not dramatic, but real, steadier collagen support, less oxidative damage, lighter swelling, and more comfortable mobility. For older adults searching for simple, low-effort, and evidence-based steps to protect their joints, this routine stands out as both accessible and dependable. And while nuts supply this valuable trace mineral quietly in the background, other foods deliver their benefits in a different form, by acting almost like a daily repair team that eases swelling and stiffness each time they're consumed. Nature's anti-swelling tea. One more natural option that deserves attention is not found in the pantry or on the plate, but in the cup. Horsetail tea has been used in traditional medicine for generations, And while many teas are associated only with mild comfort, this one offers a more tangible role in joint support. It is a rich, natural source of silica, a trace mineral involved in collagen synthesis. Researchers note that silica contributes to the strength and elasticity of connective tissues, including cartilage and ligaments. Instead of quick relief, Horsetail may provide consistent background support for rebuilding and protecting tissues that have endured decades of wear. Many people dismiss herbal teas as little more than flavored water, pleasant to sip but limited in function. That skepticism is fair, given how often marketing exaggerates the effects of herbs. However, Horsetail stands apart because its main property, silica, is already recognized for its importance in the body's ability to maintain collagen. Collagen renewal cannot occur efficiently without certain minerals assisting the process. Silica helps stabilize the bonds within collagen fibers, making them more resistant to breakdown. For older adults who lose collagen steadily with age, this mineral support is practical rather than decorative. While Horsetail tea is not a cure, it may help seniors sustain stronger, more resilient connective tissues when used regularly. Over time, people who include Horsetail tea in their diets often link it with improvements in flexibility and less morning stiffness. This is consistent with the role of silica in maintaining elastic ligaments and firm cartilage, which keep joints cushioned and mobile. The tea's contribution is gradual, not immediate, which is what makes it useful over the span of weeks or months rather than days. As with other nutritional strategies, building the habit consistently is what allows its benefits to take hold. In addition to its collagen-related effects, Horsetail tea has another attribute relevant to seniors: its mild diuretic action. Many older adults experience swelling in the calves, ankles, or feet, a result of fluid accumulation and reduced circulation. Horsetail tea encourages the body to excrete excess fluids more effectively. This does not create a dramatic, rapid loss of water, but instead aids in balancing fluid retention. For those who often end the day with heavy, swollen legs, even small improvements in fluid balance can produce noticeable relief. Legs may feel lighter, discomfort eases, and walking becomes less of a burden. These subtle shifts make the tea appealing as a daily support for circulation-related problems. This dual action, supporting connective tissues through silica while reducing swelling through diuretic effects, makes Horsetail tea unusual among simple dietary options. Most foods and beverages assist only one side of the issue. Horsetail affects both the deeper structural level and the everyday comfort level. Strength, flexibility, and circulation all come together in one accessible habit. That blend explains why it has remained relevant in traditional use and why it continues to attract renewed attention today for managing joint and leg health in practical ways. The reach of its benefits is not limited to joints. Because collagen also influences skin, hair, and nails, improvements can appear in these areas for some users. Seniors adding Horsetail tea often report less brittle nails, stronger hair growth, or subtle firmness in skin over time. These changes are modest, but they are connected to the same process that supports joint collagen. What appears on the outside signals the body's internal upkeep of collagen fibers. Preparation of Horsetail tea is simple, requiring only dried leaves and hot water. Steeped for several minutes, the tea develops a mild, earthy taste. For those who prefer more flavor, adding a squeeze of lemon not only brightens the taste, but also contributes vitamin C, which further supports collagen-building enzymes. A realistic and low-effort routine is to drink 1 small cup in the afternoon or early evening. This timing fits comfortably into daily rhythms and makes use of its mild diuretic effect at a point in the day when swelling is usually more pronounced. Cost is a practical consideration for many seniors, and here Horsetail tea compares favorably to supplements marketed for collagen or joint support. A box of tea bags provides weeks of use at a fraction of the cost of capsules or powders. For anyone balancing fixed budgets and health needs, this affordability makes the habit sustainable. If teas are already part of the daily routine, substituting or adding Horsetail is an easy adjustment without major new expense. That said, Horsetail is not appropriate for everyone. Because of its diuretic action, it may interact with medications already affecting fluid or electrolyte balance, such as diuretics and blood pressure drugs. It is also unsafe during pregnancy or breastfeeding, and not recommended for those with certain kidney conditions. Anyone considering Horsetail tea should check with their healthcare provider before making it a regular part of their diet. This precaution ensures that its mild benefits do not complicate existing treatments. Seniors on multiple medications benefit the most from this extra layer of care. It is also best to avoid long-term or high-dose use without guidance. Natural remedies are not free of risks when used excessively, and Horsetail is no exception. Continuous high intake could disrupt mineral balance in the body or add strain to the kidneys. Moderation remains the key, just as with other dietary tools. A small daily cup, with approval from a medical provider, is the reasonable pattern that combines safety with results. When Horsetail tea is combined with collagen-supportive foods like bone broth, egg whites, or beans, the effect can be stronger. Food delivers the amino acids that form collagen, while silica from Horsetail provides the mineral needed to shape those amino acids into strong strands. Seniors who take this layered approach often find that changes in flexibility and swelling occur more dependably than when any of these foods are used separately. The partnership between diet and tea creates a more complete system of collagen care. Consistency underpins all of this. Horsetail tea is not a quick fix. One cup will not erase swelling or stiffness, but over time, with weeks of steady use, seniors may notice their ankles are less puffy at night, their mornings feel smoother, and their joints respond with less resistance after rest. These adjustments, though gradual, build into greater independence over the long term. A modest daily cup becomes a tool that quietly reshapes comfort and mobility. The broader message is that many small, low-cost habits can add up to lasting mobility support. Horsetail tea is an example, simple to prepare, affordable to sustain, and modest in its claims, yet capable of providing steady help for legs and joints when used responsibly. With safety precautions in place and moderation observed, it demonstrates how natural choices can work alongside food and hydration to reinforce comfort and strength. When taken together, these kinds of daily decisions show that aging does not have to mean surrendering to discomfort. Horsetail tea illustrates how even small shifts, one cup at a time, can contribute to lighter steps, reduced swelling, and sturdier connective tissues. The path forward for seniors is not built on miracle cures, but on consistent habits that protect and strengthen the body each day, creating a foundation for more active and confident years to come. Nutrition can make a measurable difference in how comfortably you move each day. Nearly 70% of adults over 50 report joint pain, and research shows these problems already limit daily activities for almost half of older adults. That makes steady, practical food choices more important than ever. 3 of the simplest habits you can start this week are: enjoy 1 cup of bone or fish broth twice a week, add canned low-sodium white beans to meals 2 or 3 times weekly, and replace 1 sugary drink with a small glass of coconut water. A small handful of unsalted sunflower seeds daily adds even more steady protection. If you take multiple medications, have kidney disease, or use blood thinners, check with your healthcare provider before making changes. And if you found this guide helpful, please like the video, subscribe for more, and comment with which one food you'll try first.